Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of The Film is Okie Dokie, the show where we watch a movie every week, each and every week. You have the top opportunity to listen to it each and every week, and then we go over it each and every week. My name is CJ, and joining me, as always, is the incomparable Tommy.
Hello. Don't forget, it's every other week. I don't want people showing up next Friday on our doorstep saying, "Where's my episode? Give me my episode." No, don't do it. Don't do it.
Show up and ask for Tominio. That's the hack. You can actually, if you show up to Tommy's house and ask for Tominio, he is like obligated to give you a tour of his house. He's
the secret menu item.
Yeah, not a lot of people know that either.
CJ, how you doing?
I'm busy. I've been very busy. I'm planning for Speed Ducks, which is a charity event, which should be going on soon.
Nice, yeah. So this episode comes out March 13th. When is Speed Ducks?
What is it? Where can people watch?
Whoa!
Yeah, so, wow, that's fun. Speed Ducks is a charity event to benefit my friend Kitsune of Dreams. Her computer is dying, but she is the chief collaborator behind the scenes on all of the charity work that I do for Speed Ducks. So SStat, launch party, all of those events. She was huge last year when I had my surgery. I'm sure people on the show remember that I had that back surgery where they pulled that big tumor out. She was the main reason that the event was able to continue on. So we can't do it without her, and if she doesn't have a computer, she can't do anything for us. She also lives with chronic pain. And so, it's not a situation where she's in a position to just, save a couple dollars every week and get a new computer. Her income is fixed, and her and her partner, Nay, are, this is going to be a big lift for them to get this done. So, if you want to check out the show, it is going to be all duck-themed games and runs. Bird themed adjacent at the very least, and that will be like I said, starting today. When this episode comes out, it'll start at noon Eastern, and it'll run through the weekend, March 13th, 14th, and 15th, 12 p.m. to 12 a.m. every day over Eastern. On Twitch on Eastern. Yep. Over at twitch.tv/speeddocs, DOCS. So the name Speed Ducks is a sort of a pun, a play on words, if you will. But yeah, so
I get it now.
Yeah, if you're able
ducks
to go
are fast.
Yeah, if you're able to go over and support the show, that'd be great. Just watching the show is huge. We would really, really appreciate you guys just coming along and taking a look. One more time, that is twitch.tv/speed. SPEEDDOCS docs.
Well, nice. I'm looking forward to tuning in and watching live.
Yeah. I am very excited for you to tune in and watch live.
That's what I just said. Yeah. CJ, you got anything else going on?
I have been so busy with work that, honest to goodness, I just haven't had a lot of time for anything else. Tommy, what have you got going on?
Oh, I've just been so busy with work that, honest to goodness, just nothing else going on. But
all right, thank you.
Speed Docs is this weekend. Speed Ducks is this weekend. It's not the only thing going on this weekend. The Oscars are on Sunday. So please, if you are listening to this and the Oscars have not aired, go into the episode description to find the Oscar ballot, where you can fill it out and maybe win a prize. Just make your predictions for the Oscars, who's going to win what category. It's already all set up for you. You don't even need to know who's nominated. You just got to be able to click some boxes. Super simple in how it works. It's all described in the ballot form. But yeah, go fill it out. The deadline is this Sunday at, I think I put noon Eastern, though. It's all in the ballot. So if you're listening to this and it's Sunday morning or before Sunday, go and fill out your Oscars ballot. CJ, have you filled out yours yet?
Yes. By the time this episode comes out, I have filled out my ballot. I'm very excited.
Very nice.
And although I don't traditionally tune in to the Oscars, I am looking forward to this year's competition because last year was so much fun.
Cool. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how everyone shapes up in the ballot pool this year. I mean, don't want to toot my own horn, but I freaking kicked ass last year, and I'm expecting to just roll through and destroy again. So
okay, all right.
I'm confident.
Hey, people like confidence.
Yeah. It's becoming of me, right?
It is very becoming.
Oh, well, okay. So something totally different that I wanted to bring up. CJ, I think that there might be some listeners upset with you after last episode.
What did I do?
So at one point in the episode, you said something along the lines of, "Oh, I'll follow up after we talk about this." And you never followed up.
Oh my goodness. Okay. What was I supposed to follow up on?
How about this? I'm going to play you the clip of our conversation from last episode, and you let me know if you remember what you were going to say here. Ready?
Okay, go ahead.
Green Lantern, I mean, uber stinker, but that doesn't mean that it didn't do movie? Well. Green Lantern?
Yeah.
Oh, Green Lantern? I mean, it's the next Godfather.
Shut up.
I
like that movie.
Green Lantern?
Yeah.
That's like the one movie you've said you will never watch again.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was thinking of Green Hornet. No, Green Lantern was bad.
Green Hornet, not much better, but definitely not as bad as Green Lantern.
Can I be real?
Yeah.
No, I'll tell you afterwards.
Okay. What were you going to tell me after, CJ? You never told me after.
Okay, you ready?
Yes.
I actually do remember because the second that I heard Green Lantern, I remembered my anecdote. So,
yes.
That's amazing. Great job with the clip, having the clip ready. Okay.
Thank you.
First of all, I fucking love Green Hornet. I don't know why. I'm sure if I go back and rewatch it now, it won't be as cool as I remember it being in my memory. But, like, compared to some of the other superhero movies that we had available to us in 2011, like, you know, it was pretty good.
Yeah, like Avengers. Who needs that?
Avengers came out in 2012, dickwad.
Ah, fuck.
Yeah, I'm saying, Avengers changed the whole game, right? Up until that point, we had Iron Man 1 and 2. And the Sam Raimi Spider-Mans.
And Captain America.
And Captain America came out later that year. It had not been out yet.
Oh.
I believe that movie came out after Green Hornet, but you can check that while I tell the anecdote. So this is my friend Rob, who I've talked about on the show before, I think. But we had a friend named John, who I've not talked about very much on the show. But me, John, Rob, and JR were like the best of friends. That was my friend group. Like, that was my gang. We used to always hang out. That was like our group. And it was me, Rob, and John. And John and I were talking about, hey, do you want to go see a movie? And we were at my house. And the conversation shifted to, yeah, but what are we going to go see? And the conversation became, from Rob, we should go see Green Lantern. And we're like, dude, that movie looks awful. And he was like, really? Green Lantern? And we're like, dude, yeah, why would you want to go see that? And he's like, no, it looks great. And so we went and saw it, and it was awful. He was hyping up how awesome it was going to be the whole time in the car over. I remember I drove my car over, and me and Rob were like, if you say so, dude, like, that movie doesn't even look good. Like, visually looks bad. Like, there's, like, YouTube videos that were like, this looks way better than the Green Lantern. Like, just the previews at this point, right? So, we go see the movie. Afterwards, John goes, wow, you were really wrong about that one, CJ. And I was like, what the fuck? And he's like, yeah, you were really the one that wanted to see this. And we're like, no, it was you. And he's like, no, I didn't want to see this. And I was like, I'm not fucking with you. You really did. And like me and Rob like couldn't convince him that he was the one that wanted to see the Green Lantern movie. Even though he 100% was.
Oh, that's good. Well, I'm so glad that you were able to remember that. Also, yes, you were correct. Green Hornet came out in January,
Yes,
whereas
it did.
First Avenger was like a summer film.
Mm.
That's the true mark of craftsmanship, as a superhero movie pushed out in January.
Do you remember what song they used for the trailer for that movie?
For Green Hornet?
Yeah.
Oh God.
It was the trailer was part of what made it so cool.
It was a dubstep mashup of Muhammad Ali saying "float like a butterfly, sting like a bee," and then it ends with Seth Rogen punching the screen and saying, "Not a bee, it's a hornet."
That is not what happened at all.
Oh, damn!
It was
should have been.
It was Gangster's Paradise.
Mm.
It was Seth Rogen and the actor who played Kato in the car singing Gangster's Paradise.
Mm. Damn. Man.
Yeah, I know.
That would have made me want to leap at the box office to go see that movie. It would have been irresistible.
That was, for the January movies that came out in 2011, that was probably one of the better ones.
Yeah, I'm going to look up the quick slate. January 2011 movie releases. Let's see. Green Hornet, as much shit as I'm giving it, it's not the worst movie. It's not very good.
No, it's way better than Green Lantern.
So we do have some contention here.
Okay.
Also, January 2011, The Social Network. I think that takes the cake.
That one's probably the best movie that came out that month. I remember seeing that movie in theaters.
Yeah. Also released, No Strings Attached.
That's the Mila Kunis, Justin Timberlake movie?
That is the
Ashton
Natalie
Kutcher
Portman one.
Oh, yeah, Natalie Portman. So there's another movie that came out at the same time.
Yes.
Friends with Benefits?
Yes. Yes, I always get them confused as well.
Yeah, they're the same movie. It's like...
Yeah.
What's the two volcano movies that came out at the exact same time? Dante's Peak and Inferno?
I couldn't tell you.
Anyway, they both came out like at the 90s. In the 90s, I should say. No, okay, yeah. So, listen. Social Network notwithstanding, which prohibitively is the best movie that came out that month. Isn't that such a weird movie? Because that movie was like a Best Picture nominee. How often do Best Picture nominees come out in January?
So, okay, I'm going to look this up. It came out, it had its theatrical, it had its theatrical release in January, though it made its debut in October, it seems. That's what this is telling me. So, I guess, one of those typical Oscar things of limited release and then wide release right at the new year.
Got you. I thought I remembered seeing that. I thought I remembered seeing it in like December, but I might just be remembering it being cold and snow on the ground at the old Regal Theater.
Yeah, wait, no, this is okay. Wait, the first website I was looking at, it's wrong because now I'm looking at Wikipedia and it says it was released in October, but this website says it was released on Friday, January 2nd. What? Okay, guys, don't ever use movieinsider.com as a reliable source for information.
Bro, you got to use BoMojo.
No, BoMojo's crap now. BoMojo used to be so much better, and then they got purchased by freaking IMDb, and they're they have far fewer features now than they used to.
True, but at least the information would be right.
This is true. Well, possibly true. Possibly true.
Better than movieinsider.fu or whatever the fuck you were using.
I'm starting a personal vendetta and beef with movieinsider.com.
All right, you know what I want my new passion project? Yeah. I want to make a site as good as BoMojo was just for the year 2011.
Man, well, the upside to that is you won't have to update it too often.
And never. Well, I guess
Yeah.
if they re-release The Lion King again.
I
I think the highest grossing.
King?
Well, because I think The Lion King re-released in 2011.
Oh, okay, for like the 20th anniversary or whatever.
Yeah. Well, probably not the
Oh.
20th, but yeah.
27th, 17th, fifth anniversary of The Lion King came out in 2011. That's wild, CJ.
God.
All
It
right.
was like Lion King in 3D or something. I'm not wrong.
How do you do The Lion King animated in what?
I
That
swear to Jesus, they re-released it in the real D.
No, I believe you. I believe you. I'm just like, why?
It wasn't good.
Oh, man. Speaking of things not being good, let's talk about the movie we're watching today.
Hey, this movie is fantastic. I will say one last thing, is that I know that I have recently been on a streak of picking really good movies. And I think that the most fun episodes for us to record are when the movie is not that good.
Real quick, you say you're on a streak of picking real good movies.
Oh, yeah.
So can you recount this streak for me?
No.
Okay, so
I
we
have
have
no memory.
today's.
Yeah.
We have today's,
Oh, Brother,
right?
Where Art Thou? Fantastic.
Yeah. Before that, you picked Shrek.
Shrek is fantastic.
Uh-huh. Before that, you picked Scrooged.
Ooh.
Yeah, we're a bit removed from our streak of
Okay.
Kino.
All right. Yeah. Scrooge. Well, parts of Scrooge were good.
Yeah. And hey, you know, parts of Megalopolis really hit.
The beginning and the end.
When hope was high, and then we're just glad it's over.
All right. So I'm restarting my streak of picking good movies, but I do think it is much more fun when we pick a movie that's not as good, because I feel like we have way more to talk about.
Yeah, for the most part. But then sometimes we get like Meet the Feebles.
Yeah.
Like, there was not as much conversation to be had.
Well, because
But for the most part.
I just couldn't do that movie.
What a shame.
It is a shame, but you know, I feel like that movie was surprisingly outside my comfort zone.
Yeah, I was not expecting it to be that. I don't want to use the word bad, but I would say
Raunchy?
severe. Yeah, sure.
Disgusting. Gross. Yucky?
No, it wasn't gross or anything.
Yeah?
What about the movie would have been gross?
Oh, you're obviously just being a shitter right now, so we're good.
No,
yeah.
they're puppets. Puppets aren't gross.
That's right. Everything that you say is exactly what it is. Let's talk about today's movie.
Yeah.
Today's movie is Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? Which, for those of you that don't know, is based on the Odyssey. Homer's Odyssey.
Which makes it really timely with us watching it this year, since there's the big Christopher Nolan adaptation coming out.
Yeah, I mean, very briefly, are you excited about that at all?
I wouldn't say excited. Looking forward to it as that will probably be decent. Yeah, but I don't know. I'm not the biggest Christopher Nolan stan. I don't dislike his films, but
They're all mixed really poorly.
oh, definitely. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it in that it's going to be a cinematic event, but I'm not like hyped because it's a new Christopher Nolan film. How about you?
I don't even know if I'm going to see it in the theaters because I don't know that I'm going to understand anything that's happening because it's so poorly mixed.
Honestly, avoiding Christopher Nolan releases in theaters might be a good call.
Yeah, his movies require either your control over the remote to control the sound, or you need to have like subtitles.
Yeah, definitely.
I feel like there's no compromise on that.
For sure.
So
today,
Yep.
brother,
yes.
why don't you walk us through your experience with this film?
Okay. This is one of my films that I like to show people. I know this movie is pretty popular. First of all, I think you and I both like the Coen Brothers a lot. We've talked about it. Is this our second Coen Brothers movie?
Well,
Third.
Okay, I know Big Lebowski. Oh, and True Grit. Yes. So this would be third. Go on. I'm going to double check. There's none we're forgetting.
Yeah. So this is the third time that a Coen Brothers movie has been on the podcast, and the first time I ever saw this movie was in school in 9th grade. My teacher, Mr. Hendricks, showed this to us after we read the Odyssey. And it's, I think, a great movie to show kids after reading something that for 9th graders is a little dense, right? Especially if you don't actually know what's going to happen page to page. Like if you're not familiar with the tale of the Iliad or the Odyssey, like just jumping in halfway, it's like you don't know what's going to happen minute to minute. Now, obviously, it's a very pervasive story. I think that access to streaming and everything makes it a lot more accessible than it was because, like, for example, The Simpsons parodied it, and everybody can parody it and tell their own spin on the Odyssey because it's in that public domain space. But we watched that after we read the Odyssey, and part of it was, oh, well, you have to. The reason we're able to watch this is because it's an adaptation, not one for one. So you have to, while we're watching, you have to explain the elements of the Odyssey. And I thought that was probably one of the best movie watching experiences I had in class. I actually really wanted to go to 9th grade English every day until we finished the movie. And we had 42-minute periods back then. So after you do roll call and everything, and the teacher like prefaces everything, and the lights are off and everything, like you get like 30 minutes at a time. So it took us like 2 or 3 days, or took us like 3 or 4 days to watch it, but it was really good. And I've carried that with me as like you haven't seen Oh Brother Where Art Thou? It is a super accessible movie on a story that a lot of people know, right? Because people are familiar with the tale of the Odyssey and like its overall whatever, but it puts it into a setting that I think is just perfect. Like, what is the crossover between Depression era America and ancient Greece? And the answer is, surprisingly, quite a bit. So that's really my relationship with this movie. I think I showed you this movie for the first time.
No,
you'd seen it before?
Yeah.
Was it Jade that she hadn't seen this movie before?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I was thinking of. So, like, I just love showing people this movie. Partially why I wanted to bring it on the podcast, because now I just get to affect the masses, but also because it's a take on the classics, which is a follow-up to what we did last week. Tommy, what's your relationship?
This was a movie that growing up, my dad always had the soundtrack of on CD in his car or in the house. So I grew up intimately familiar with the soundtrack before actually seeing the film. And then sometime in my late teens, I was probably like 16 or so, I sat down with my dad and we watched it, and I absolutely loved it. Man of Constant Sorrow is just like one of my favorite songs in general. It's just so incredible. And yeah, I've seen it a good handful of times. I've seen it with you, CJ, twice. And
yes.
I can't believe you didn't even bring up that this was the first movie we ever watched together.
Right, that is true.
Yeah, I went out and visited CJ back in fall of 2023.
Yes.
And spent the night at your place, and we watched this, and I can't remember if we watched anything else, but I know that we watched this. And then we watched this again when you were in town, like you said, to show Jade, and that was less than a year ago. This is our second time watching this in under a year, because that was last April that we watched this.
I feel like this movie is very rewatchable.
Yeah, I'd say. It's a pretty good one.
It's a pretty good one. Yeah. It's so interesting to hear that your dad would listen to the soundtrack in the car. I do really like the soundtrack. I just find it not to be like road tunes, you know?
So you think the soundtrack from a movie covering the Odyssey, which is one of the most famous traveling stories of all time, wouldn't make for good road tunes?
When you take my words out of context like that, sure.
That's what I do best.
Yeah, having seen the movie and being intimately familiar with the soundtrack, like the one where the prisoners are doing like the Chain Gang song, which is an actual recording of prisoners singing, like to me there's just some aspects of it that are like, okay, well, you know.
Oh, that didn't matter to my dad in the early mid 2000s. He's like, oh, this is a great song. This is a great scene. That's kind of how the listening experience would go. As the song would come on, he goes, oh, this is a great scene.
One day we're gonna have your dad on the podcast.
Oh God, I don't even know what he would pick.
The Poughkeepsie tapes.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a story for another day, though.
Yes.
Oh, well, with that, CJ, you want to bring us into the commentary track?
Yeah, absolutely. So if you want to pause the podcast and listen to our commentary companion track for Oh Brother, Where Art Thou, you can hit pause on the podcast right now.
You can't display a toad in a fine restaurant like this while the good folks here go right off the feed.
Hey, I just don't think it's right keeping him under wraps like we's ashamed of him.
I am ashamed.
What a good friend.
He's the one that's like, would you still love me if I'm a worm? He's the one that's like, of course.
Uh-huh. Whenever Jade asks me if I would still love her if she were a worm, I have to ask, like, is it you as I know you, do you get turned into a worm? Or is it I meet you and you're a worm from the beginning?
That's a good question. You know, Tommy, what if it was like Dune Worm?
Okay, then I would love her, no questions asked.
It's the fucking hybrid from Dune Messiah.
Actually, that doesn't happen until God Emperor of Dune. Technically Children of Dune, it begins, but not fully until God Emperor of Dune. Get it right, CJ.
Sorry.
I believe I've seen you boys around here before. Allow me.
Hey guys, we're back.
Sorry, CJ, it's so late. What'd you say?
Wow, fuck off. That's how you're gonna do it?
Sorry, I'm so sleepy. We're recording so much later than usual. It's 4:37 p.m. instead of 4:30. Oh my god.
Imagine how privileged you have to be. I'm in East Coast time. I'm in the future.
Yeah, what's the weather like?
You know, we inexplicably got a big storm, but when I say big storm, the biggest part about it was the huge snowflakes. Like, you know when it snows and the snowflakes are just like the size of rocks?
Yeah, the size of a house. CJ's Overwatch game must be super intense right now.
I did it again! Oh no! Alright, I'm sorry. Okay, listen. Big size of the house snow. I've lost, okay? We lost. So
You lost your Overwatch game?
Yeah, so I was playing
Oh,
Overwatch.
great, we're back on track now.
I was playing Overwatch. Sorry, everybody. I was playing Overwatch before we started, and this game just has gone into, like, double overtime, and I didn't expect that. I thought I picked quick play. I didn't. And then now we're here. So I'm sorry. But you know what I'm actually angry about, Tommy?
You're angry about the rising prices of houses.
I am angry about that, but I'm actually angry about my bill. I got an itemized bill from my surgery that I had back in August. Okay?
Right. Do you want to remind people?
I had a non-cancerous tumor removed from my shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
I say shoulder, and people think it's like on top of the shoulder. It was more like in my back. But it's
more like by the shoulder blade.
It's on the scar is on the shoulder blade, would you say?
Yeah.
Okay. So, the reason they did this is because I mailed them And because they kept sending me letters being like, hey, you haven't paid your bill, we're going to send you to collections. And I'm like, well, no, because I've been making my payment every month. So in response to me being like, you guys are dumb, they sent me an itemized bill, and they have shown, this is a copy of their records of my account for this procedure. They have shown that I have been making payments on it, which is good, right?
Yeah, that's good. That's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, and it's what I've been doing. So I have before me the bill. And I think that everybody in the U.S. knows, hey, American healthcare system's kind of bullshit, right? It's kind of stupid. So,
Kinda.
yeah. So, I have on here...
Yeah, a little bit.
I have on here some items. Okay?
Yeah.
So, first, I have a 5 milligram oxycodone tablet, which they gave me when I was in the hospital, right?
Mm-hmm.
They just cut my back open. They gave me an oxycodone, okay?
Mm-hmm.
How much do you think that oxycodone costs?
So how much do I think it costs you or the hospital?
So on here is the cost as it is associated with my account.
Okay.
So basically what
So
they
how much it's
charged
costing
me
you.
vis-a-vis how much they
Yeah.
charge my insurance company.
Well, realistically, I'm sure the hospital themselves probably paid like fucking zero for that oxycodone.
Yes.
Probably got it as a free sample.
Yeah,
So I'm going to say it was a half tablet, you
it
said?
was 5 milligrams.
5 milligrams. I'm going to say $40.
Okay. It was 50 cents.
Whoa.
I know. Now, they gave me 2 cups of 10 milliliters of sterile water.
Okay.
10 milliliters, not a lot of water.
No, that's very little water.
Very little water. They gave me 2 of those. Okay.
Okay.
How much did 20 milliliters of water cost me?
$25.
$6.
What the fuck?
Or as I'm now referring to it as what is this? 12 oxy pills.
That's our unit of measurement.
Yeah.
Man, okay, so $6 for 20 milliliters of water? Egregious.
Yeah.
I think I'm going a little on the high end for pricing here. So just because I guess $19 more does not make that egregious. That is horribly priced. $6 for 20 milliliters of water?
Yes.
That's nothing.
That is, nothing. Absolutely.
It's a pittance.
It's a pittance, he says. And I agree. It is a pittance. All right. Okay. All right. You ready for this?
Yeah.
What did the first minute of my surgery cost?
The first minute of your surgery.
Yes.
Now, okay, can I ask a clarifying question? And feel free to say you don't want to answer
Okay.
it if you don't want to give anything away. Does the first minute cost as much as the rest of the minutes?
No. The first minute,
It's a different cost?
there is a flat fee for the first minute, and then there's a minute rate.
Okay. The first minute is okay, let's extrapolate. Now times 60 and then double it and multiply by the amount for yearly salary. I'm not actually doing any math as I say all this. I'm going to say $200.
So you thought the first minute of my surgery cost $200.
Yeah.
The first minute of my surgery cost $7,890. I agree.
Horrible.
Now,
Horrible.
I will say you were closer with each additional minute.
Okay.
What is the minute rate? So they charged me this amount per minute for 66 minutes.
Oh, sheesh.
So my surgery lasted 67 minutes.
I'm going to say $300.
It was $132, but still,
Ah.
that's $8,712 because it took 67 minutes. That's a total of 16 grand for this surgery. $16,600. All right.
That is egregious. CJ, you should have just given me a ballpoint pen and I could have done this for you in like half an
A
hour.
ballpoint pen. Yeah, I don't, not even a knife.
No, a ballpoint pen.
Okay.
Easy.
All right. They then charged me for the recovery room, okay, which is not the recovery room that I spent an hour or two in, that they would not let me leave until I peed, right?
Mhm.
This is the room that I wake up in, okay?
Mhm.
How much does that room cost per hour?
2,500.
620.
Fuck. I'm all over the place.
And then there is the other recovery room, the one where they gave me the 20 milliliters of water.
Oh, I mean, if that's the one with the super gold laden water that.
The completely normal tap water they gave me, yes.
So, I mean, that water is so valuable. So I'm assuming that the room itself has a lot of water stored in it. So I'm going to say $1,200.
This room cost $245 an hour, and I was there for 2 hours.
Fuck.
If I was there for a third hour, there is a greater rate. So that is only the hourly rate for the 0 hour to 2 hour time frame.
That's totally backwards from how I would have expected.
Yes, if you're there longer, it costs a different rate. They want to get you out of there.
Gotcha. Well, it's a good thing that whenever you're in the hospital like this, that it's totally of your own accord for how long you stay there.
Yes. Now,
You know, it's like you sit there and the price is ticking up and they're like, you leave whenever you want and then you pay.
Mm-hmm.
That's totally how it goes. We're not just subjected to the will of the American healthcare system arm and just, have
Yes.
to stay there until our health. Yeah. Anyway,
so
what's next on this itemized
the
list?
last thing.
What else am I going to get super wrong?
this is the last thing on the list. You ready?
Yeah.
This is what it cost for me to use the facility to recover. So not the charge for the recovery room. How much was it to be allowed into the recovery room?
They have a cover charge
Yes, there is a minimum.
for you to use the facilities. For you to go take a shit, you got to pay a bouncer.
There is actually a charge on here for toilet paper.
Oh my God.
But anyway,
Okay, to use the facility, $2,300.
it was $985.
Whoa. That's a fucked up cover charge.
Yeah.
They're not even playing any good bands in there. Why is it so high?
For a room that I'm completely unconscious in
Yeah.
and had no airflow, they literally were like, sorry, the air conditioner's broken. You're just going to have to get through it. And I'm like, brother.
Man, what a fucking
I
racket.
wouldn't pay that for a hotel.
Yeah.
I've stayed like on the beach in the height of the season on the ocean in like a suite that had like a balcony facing the ocean, and it didn't cost me.
Ooh, I'm CJ. I've stayed at nice places.
Shut up! I'm saying it didn't cost anywhere near that room. Oh, CJ, that room wouldn't be good for you. I would have definitely been recovering nicely if I was able to recover by the ocean.
Yeah, they should have just flown you out there.
You know, I'm not saying they should have, but I'm saying like I would have been just as comfortable.
And it would have been just as cost efficient.
I probably could have flown to the beach.
Yeah. I mean, maybe not without a plane.
Oh yeah, no, then I'd have to rent the plane.
Yeah, you just flap your wings. So wait, how much? Okay, toilet paper. Were they like, is it?
I thought it'd be
Are they
really funny
charging
if
you
they
by the
charged me by
square?
the square. Yeah. No. They it was for one roll. Now, I didn't even poop. Okay? I literally was like, hey, oh yeah, I did. And they're like, really? And I'm like, yeah, because they won't let you go unless you go. But my back hurt because I just had a big chunk of it taken out. So I really don't think I had the ability to go. So I was like, yeah, if I can't, I'll have to come back. They charged me for a roll of toilet paper. They charged me for the...
Wait, I got to guess. I have to guess.
Oh, yeah,
I have
yeah,
to guess.
sorry.
Oh, I'm going to say the roll of toilet paper, $8.
$14. And it was
What?
1 ply, by the way.
How is that the one I'm under on?
Yeah. I will say this. There is a charge on here for the person that put the bill together. So, to do the medical
naturally.
accounting, it cost me $300.
Yeah, I mean, you got to pay to be able to pay.
Now, the only reason this is funny is because I went to a hospital in network, and so then there is an entire page dedicated to what the insurance company was actually willing to pay for any of this stuff. Then there's another page in here on what the insurance company actually paid. So it's like this. If you go in there on your own and you don't have insurance, or you have an insurance company but they don't cooperate with the hospital, a Band-Aid might cost you $30, right?
Mhm.
But my insurance works with my hospital, and they have a contract that says we will only pay $2 for Band-Aids. So you can charge $30, but we will only pay you $2. Right? So all of that is to say, it's still fucking dumb. But at the end of the day, I only owed about $700 total.
That's still way too much.
It is still way too much, and I'm not one of these people that's like, I got mine, so I don't care about everyone else. I think that universal healthcare should be an absolute right in our country, because the state barely trusts me to drive. They should not I should not be allowed to decide if I should die or not. Like,
well, I mean, CJ, the state barely allows you to drive because of that third eye you got growing out of your forehead. They don't know how it impairs
it's
your
called
vision.
Blinky, and I don't like it when you call it it.
Man,
yeah.
what? I hate that. I hate that. I hate that you had to deal with that. It's aggravating. It's infuriating. Why are hospitals like this? I mean, let's not answer that, because
we'll be here all day.
A very, very large systemic issue.
Yeah.
But maybe partly like that due to the popularity of some TV shows like, The Pit or ER.
You started watching The Pit.
Yeah, we did. But I was more transitioning to talking about how George Clooney was in ER. Do you know what? Because Noah Wyle, right?
Wiley.
Is that how it's pronounced? Wiley. Oh, so it's like the coyote?
Yeah, kind of.
So do you know what his name was on ER?
I don't.
Okay.
Was it Everett McGill?
Hold on. Good question. Oh, his name was John Carter of Mars. Weird.
Oh, no.
Well, just John Carter.
Okay, yeah. Nobody saw John Carter of Mars.
That was well, actually, John Carter of Mars, I think, still made a
I don't think it
money.
made a fuck ton of money.
No, I thought it did, but it was one of those things where they spent like $60 billion. Okay, yeah. The budget, $300 million. Box office, $284 million.
Yeah. So if you
people saw it.
People, I guess, did see it. But no, I disagree. Okay.
That
movie did not
was saying.
Go ahead.
I was saying, George Clooney plays Doug Ross. Doug Ross is the name of his character in that.
Yep.
But CJ, I have a little game prepared here for you.
Okay.
Relating to George Clooney and character names.
Okay. All right.
So, transitioning into our discussion about Oh Brother, Where Art Thou a little bit.
Okay.
Oh Brother takes place in 1937. And music, it's a big part of both the plot and the setting. And the plot even includes them recording a hit song that presumably charts.
Yeah.
So
instantly.
Yeah, we are going to play a game where I am going to read you a name, and you have to tell me If this is the name of a character George Clooney has played in a film, or it will be a musical artist who either released a song or had a song chart in 1937.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. I'm here
I
for
have
it.
19 names here. Are you
Fuck.
ready?
Okay.
All right. First up, Bob Barnes. George Clooney or musical artist who released or charted a song in 1937.
I don't know that we had Bob's in 1937. I'm going to go that's a George Clooney character.
This is correct. George Clooney played Bob Barnes in the 2005 film Syriana.
Okay.
You are 1 for 1.
Never heard of it. Go ahead.
Next up, David Cotton.
David Cotton. I feel like David Cotton could have put out a jam, but I'm going to say that that's a George Clooney character.
You are correct. George Clooney played David Cotton in the 2022 film Ticket to Paradise.
Ooh, I like Ticket to Paradise.
You are 2 for 2.
I've never seen the movie. I just like the name. Okay.
Number 3, Augustine Lofthouse.
Lofthouse. Now that feels like that could be one.
Could be. I should also say it could be pronounced Lofthus.
Lofthus.
Though I'm assuming it's Lofthouse.
All right. I'm trying to think. Are you going to hit me with the Brain Destroyer? Like, are these all George Clooney characters? I'm going to go ahead and say this is a George Clooney character because you laughed.
You are correct. This is a George Clooney character.
Okay.
George Clooney played Augustine Lofthouse in the 2020 film The Midnight Sky, which was also directed by George Clooney.
Okay.
All right, you're 3 for 3. Ready for number 4?
Yeah.
Ray Noble.
Ray Noble. Okay, I feel like Ray Noble has some of that 1937 charm to it. I feel like I'm there. I'm wondering if all of these characters are going to be... I'm wondering if they're all going to be... Man. All right, I'm going to lock it in. I'm going to say this is a George Clooney character.
Oh, unfortunately, Ray Noble released the 1937 hit I've Got My Love to Keep Me Warm, which charted on the U.S. Billboard at 3 and stayed on the charts for 9 weeks.
All right. That's nice.
You are 3 for 4. Good start. Good start. Ready for number 5?
I am ready for number 5.
Chris Kelvin.
Kelvin?
Kelvin.
Kelvin.
K.
Kelvin with a K.
Yes.
All right. Now, I feel like an ordinary man, an ordinary person, would now go back and hit me with another 1937, but you're not an ordinary person, are you?
So you're trying to metagame at number 5, and we have 19.
I think it might be
We have
working.
19 total.
I'm going to say this is a George Clooney character.
Locked in?
Locking it in. Locked in. We're locked in.
All right. You are correct. George Clooney played Chris Kelvin in the 2002 film Solaris.
I have not seen any of these movies.
All right. You are 4 for 5. Great start. But number 6,
Okay.
Wayne King.
Wayne King. All right. I feel
Wayne
like King is
King.
definitely a top of the charts kind of guy. Wayne King. Now, see, this doesn't sound real. Are there not real answers on here?
No, everyone on here is either a George Clooney role
because it
or
does
a
sound like
musician.
wanking.
I'm not gonna. Yeah, it does. I was gonna make a joke about that after the way you said Wayne King just made me think.
Yeah,
yep.
I'm like, okay, all right. Maybe they didn't. Maybe he went by Wayne or something. I don't know. All right. I'm gonna say this is somebody that put out a track in 1937. Final answer.
You are correct. Wayne King recorded the 1937 ditty Josephine,
Oh.
which entered the Billboard at number 3 and stayed on the charts for 10 weeks.
Ooh.
So, CJ, you are 5 for 6. Great start.
We do like good starts.
Yeah. I did want to also, I forgot to mention this up front. If you're side checking all and Googling all of these songs and whatnot, for people listening at home, if one of them ends up being not released in 1937, I apologize, but if it's anything is wrong, it's off by like a year. I took them from some databases and I think some of them are a little inaccurate. So if this song wasn't out in 1937, it was probably out like within a month or two after. So, all right, number 7.
I thought you were talking to me
Jimmy-
for a second. I'm like, I'm not Googling it.
No.
How would I
was
Google
talking
the
about people at
songs?
home.
Yeah, okay.
Jimmy Lunsford.
Lunsford?
Yes.
I don't know that George has played an adult Jimmy. Ooh. See, an adult Jimmy is a bold choice. We've talked about this. Like, if you're an adult, like if you're like an adult Billy, that's a bold choice. I feel like Tommy gets a pass, you know? Like, you can be an adult Tommy, but you can't be, if you're an adult Billy, that says a lot about you. I'm gonna go with This Is an Artist.
Final answer?
I'm gonna go with final answer.
All right. Jimmy Lunsford was a musical artist who recorded the hit song The Merry-Go-Round Broke Down.
Oh, okay.
Which, of course, was on the U.S. Billboard at 7 and stayed on the charts for 4 weeks. CJ, you are 6 for 7.
I'm doing well.
Great job so far. All right. Number 8. You ready?
Yeah. Born ready.
Diego Devlin.
Ooh, okay. This is definitely a George Clooney character.
What makes you say that?
Well, the alliteration.
Yeah?
Yeah. I don't even know that many George Clooney films, but this just feels like a character written for TV or movie, I guess.
I will clarify. These are all film roles. I'm not taking any from TV.
I don't know what TV roles he did, but yeah, it's good to know.
ER?
I know he did ER, but once he did TV, I don't know what he did after that.
So, George Clooney, final answer?
George Clooney, final answer.
Okay. You are correct. George Clooney plays Diego Devlin in the 2001 film Spy Kids.
Oh, I've never seen Spy Kids.
Okay, that makes sense. This makes sense.
Yeah, I'm like, am I supposed to know who Diego Devlin is? Like,
Well, no, ideally you wouldn't know who any of these people are, and they're all guesses.
yeah, well, be that as it may.
Which, 7 for 8, pretty solid for guesses. You ready for number 9?
Yeah, I'm ready.
CJ,
Yeah, I'm ready. Sorry.
Okay.
No, my internet's having a problem. I'm sorry.
Okay, you're good.
Yeah.
Number 9.
Okay.
Silvio Caldas.
Ooh, that sounds a little ethnic. Is he ethnic? Well, he played a man named Diego.
He did?
What was the name again? Caldas?
Silvio Caldas.
I'm gonna go with that's a singer.
That's a singer? Final answer?
Yeah, I know that I can't keep this up, so I'm trying not to sweat it, although I don't want my streak to end.
Well, Silvio Caldas, singer. You are correct.
Woo!
He recorded the 1937 hit Showa de Estrellas, which peaked at number 2 in Brazil in 1937.
Brazil?
Uh-huh.
There's Brazilian artists on here?
Yeah,
See?
of course there are.
I feel good now because I didn't think that he could play a Silvio.
Despite him having just played a Diego moments before.
This is like someone being called Axel. Like, I
Sure.
don't know.
Sure. All right, number 10. You are 8 for 9. Ready?
Okay, sure.
Number 10. W.H. Step.
W.H. Step?
Yes, W.H. Step.
Like, to the left step?
With 2 P's.
Oh. No. Someone making a role for a film is not going to have step with 2 P's unless it's a real person. It could be a real person. Maybe he did a biopic. All right. I'm going to lock in that this is a singer. Final answer. Final answer.
You are technically correct. Not a singer, but a musician who in 1937 recorded Bonaparte's Retreat. He was an old-time fiddle player.
He's Delroy Lindo.
William
He's doing
Hamilton
it for corn
Step.
liquor.
Yeah, full name was William Hamilton Step, though.
If you had said William Hamilton Step, I would have probably got tripped up.
Well, hey, I'm using the names on the recording. W.H. Step. All right, you're 9 for 10. Immaculate so far. You ready for number 11?
Yeah.
Seth Gecko.
Ooh, Gecko. See, that makes me think of Wall Street.
Right, Gordon Gecko, right?
Yeah, right, like Gordon Gecko. But that was Michael Douglas.
Mhm.
And then when they did the remake, it was Shia LaBeouf, right?
I think so.
Or remake, the part 2 or whatever.
Sequel.
What was his name?
Seth Gecko.
Okay. Was there a gecko in From Dusk Till Dawn?
I don't know.
Do I get bonus points if I actually do predict the movie?
I'm sorry, there are no bonus points in this game.
Ooh. I'm gonna say that's a George Clooney role. I'm gonna lock that in.
Okay. Seth Gecko.
Can I really quick before you reveal?
Yeah.
The anxiety is killing me. Like I
For
want to
what?
keep my good streak going here.
Well, Seth Gecko was George Clooney's role in the 1996 film From Dusk Till Dawn.
Okay.
Good job, CJ.
All right.
Good job. All right, you ready for number 12.
Oh God. All right. We got more to go. All right.
Number 12. Booley Slim Gaillard.
Hooli Slim Gaillard?
Booley Slim Gaillard. And Slim is like the
like a jazz
of,
nickname. Okay.
Like a jazz nickname or a nickname, sure.
Well, I don't know. Have you met a lot of Slims lately?
No, but I've also not met many Boolies.
All right. He is not a Booley. Booley is that is the name of a musician.
Final answer?
Final answer. Locking it in.
Correct. Booley Slim Gaillard was on the track The Flatfoot Flugie, which
Flatfoot Flugie. Yeah.
As Flatfoot Flugie up there. Yeah, which
Do
he
you
recorded
want to know how I know that?
Well, he was first. Let me finish. He was recorded as part of the duo Slim and Slam. So how do you know Flatfoot Flugie?
There was an episode of The Cosby Show where they did a thing where Olivia, Lisa Bonet's adopted daughter, played by Raven Simone, she was scamming him by watching yesterday's Jeopardy and then like putting the tape in the VCR and pretending to watch it and know all the answers. And one of the answers to the question was Flatfoot Flugie. And so it's a little Raven Simone being like, Flatfoot Flugie. And so there you go. I remember I pulled that from a random Cosby Show episode I saw 20 or 25 years ago.
This is your Slumdog Millionaire moment.
About time.
All right. Number 13. Ready?
Yeah.
Roosevelt Sykes.
How is Sykes spelt?
Sykes.
I feel like that's not how you spell that normally. Part of me wants to say that that's a movie character thing. Sykes. It's a musician. I'm going to go with musician. I don't
Final
care.
Answer?
I don't care if I get it wrong. Go ahead.
Final answer?
Yep, final answer. Yep.
Roosevelt Sykes recorded the 1937 hit Nighttime is the Right Time.
It is, too.
Very good, CJ. 12 for 13. Some might say you're cheating. Ready for number 14.
How am I cheating?
I don't know. Ready for number 14.
Yeah.
Jimmy Dodge Connolly.
That is his character in Leatherheads.
Final answer?
Final answer.
So hold on a second. Earlier you were like, he doesn't play an adult Jimmy. Why would there be an adult Jimmy on the list?
I didn't remember there being him being Jimmy. I remember everyone calls him Dodge. So
That's messed up.
yeah.
Jimmy
Sorry.
Dodge Connolly, of course, is George Clooney in the 2008 film Leatherheads, also directed by George Clooney. CJ, you're 13 for 14.
That is one of those movies that just got a ton of play back in the day on like TNT.
Yeah, that was like John Krasinski's first film role after The Office or some shit, or during The Office.
Yeah. Yeah, he was on The Office during that, I think.
Yeah. All right, number 15. Ready?
Yeah. Do it.
Durchina Batista.
Durchina Batista?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That's a tough one. I'm going to say that that's a singer. It sounds like Cuban.
Final answer?
I'm going to lock it in. I'm going to have no fear.
Durchina Batista, of course, recorded the 1937 hit Pericatino Verde, which peaked at number 3 in Brazil in 1937.
Okay, a lot of
CJ,
Brazil.
you're 14 for 15.
Not, of course, not Cuba, but...
All right, ready for number 16? We got 4 left.
Yeah, go ahead.
Captain Billy Tyne.
Captain Billy Tyne?
Yes.
Okay. Wasn't he a captain in that Three Kings movie? You don't know. I'm going to say
Three
this is
Kings
one of his
movie?
roles.
Okay, final answer?
Yep.
You are correct. He played Captain Billy Tyne in the 2000 film The Perfect Storm.
Oh, okay. So I was right, but I was wrong.
Yeah. All right, 15 for 16. Number 17, Jim Bird.
Jim Bird?
Jim Bird
How is Bird spelled?
with a Y.
This is a movie rule.
Final answer?
Final answer, lock it in.
Correct. He played Jim Bird in the 2002 film Confessions of a Dangerous Mind, which he did direct.
I don't...
Ready for number 18? 2 left.
Yes.
Sonny Boy Williamson the First.
That can't be a George... He is not Sonny Boy. This is 100% a musician from the 30s, locking it in. Final answer, no whammies.
You are correct. Sonny Boy Williamson the First recorded the 1937 hit Good Morning Little Schoolgirl.
Ew. Did you
Yeah,
ever-
weird lyrics.
You know that song, I Love Little Girls by Oingo Boingo?
Yes.
It's like
Classic Danny Elfman.
Yeah. Do, 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 do. All right, go ahead.
All right. And our
Last one.
final one. You're 17 for 18. Fred Friendly.
Fred Friendly?
Fred Friendly.
I'm going to say this is a George Clooney role. Final answer.
CJ. You just went 18 for 19 on is this the name of a George Clooney character from a film or a musical artist, whether released a song or had a song charted in 1937? Because Fred Friendly, of course, George Clooney's character name in the 2005 film Good Night and Good Luck, which George Clooney also directed. 18 for 19. How is that possible, CJ?
I only saw one of those movies. 2 of them, I think.
You were stabbing in the dark and landing center mass every time.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Well, Tommy, that was a great game. Thank you so much for doing that.
Of course, of course.
If you like these games, be sure to tell us in the Discord which games you like the most.
Yes, and make sure that you say the ones Tommy does.
Yes, you should definitely do that. All right, listen. We are going to talk today about Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
Yes.
And obviously, we both have talked at length about how much we have an affection for this movie. So I don't know that there's going to be like some kind of gotcha at the end, like, oh, like this is, I don't know if you're waiting to hear us say something that we weren't going to say. But before we do anything, I just want to say I really did. I enjoy watching all of the movies with you, but I do really like watching Oh Brother with you, and I feel like I pick up on something new every time that I watch it. It is just one of my comfort movies at this point.
And it's comforting because we always watch it together now.
Yeah.
See, and that's where it differs for me, because this is my hate watch movie.
Yeah. Yeah. You would much rather watch Spy Kids 3D.
Hey, that movie slaps.
Does it?
I don't mean to spoil it for you, but by that point, Diego Devlin, he goes by a different name at that point. He's President Diego Devlin.
Oh, okay.
Uh-huh.
Can you imagine being like, hey, we got a role for you? It's the president. Great, send me the script. Fucking Spy Kids? Again?
It's the only believable universe where you would be president.
Man, it's a shame, but like I feel like there's a lot of roles that he's just not believable in. Like Batman.
You don't think that he's a believable Bruce Wayne?
No, I actually think that he's a great Bruce Wayne. I think he's not a believable Batman, which we can talk about more at another time. But
right, when we do
Batman,
the Batman movie on our next time on.
Oh yeah, I could see that.
Well, I mean, you talked a little bit about it. Yeah, I'm with you. I love this movie. I love watching it with you. This is maybe no, it's not. The Coen brothers made No Country. I was gonna say it's probably my favorite Coen brother, but I absolutely love No Country, so I don't think that it can take that spot.
Yeah.
But what a treat of a movie. I just such a solid balance of, you know, the drama of it all with the comedy and so many contributing factors into it. The production is incredible. The music is incredible. The performances are really fun. The dialogue is often very snappy. Yeah. I just love it. I'm ready to freaking.
There's so much here that works amazing, you know?
Well, how about you want to hop into the recap now, and maybe we can call out some of those amazing things as we go along?
All right. I am going to try and do this from memory, okay? I feel like this is one movie where I've seen it so many times that I feel like I can recount this movie to people from just my memory. So feel free to correct me if we go along and I'm missing something out.
Okay.
But I feel like this might be like one of the only times I can actually do this. So the movie opens with I think there's a title card about the Odyssey. But basically the idea is this is an adaptation of the Odyssey. It starts with 3 guys on a penal farm. They are a part of a chain gang where they are singing. That is an actual recording of real prisoners singing, and somebody got a royalty check. It's actually a fun human interest story if you're interested. Somebody who was imprisoned at the time when they recorded that, when they published it for the movie, he suddenly was entitled to royalties. And so somebody who was like imprisoned the year that they recorded that suddenly just got a royalty check, which I think is just a great story overall. And it's our 3 main characters are God, what's his name? George Clooney.
What you mean, Wayne King?
Everett McGill. Ulysses Everett McGill. They do lay on some of the Odyssey stuff a little thick. You know, they're like, oh, Ulysses, Odysseus. Okay, they're pretty close, right? So it also has John Turturro, and it has he's Pete, and then there's the little guy. I forget his name. But he plays Delmar. I forget the actor's name.
Oh, you mean the actor?
Yeah.
Oh my God, why am I blanking on his name now? Timothy Blake Nelson.
Yes, and Tim Blake Nelson is really good. And I am sorry for forgetting his name. Anyway, so they are 3 convicts just escaped the farm, and they are on a mission to reclaim the gold or the treasure that George Clooney stole, which allegedly landed him in prison. So they want to go dig it up. They have to dig it up within the next 4 days, which we'll talk about, because they are about to flood the valley where he buried it. Okay.
Right. They're damming up the river.
Yeah, and so the whole valley will be flooded, right? And so they talked, and they're like, "We got to do this before this date." They all know what they got to do. So the first thing that they do is they go to Pete's cousin, whose name I forget, but his last name is Hogwallop.
Yes.
And he has a son, but famously his wife done RUNNOFT. Okay. So they go, he knocks off their shackles, gives them a change of clothes, and then they have dinner with Mr. Hogwallop, where in order, George Clooney steals Hogwallop's wife's watch that she gave him, and they eat a little bit of a greasy horse turned into a stew, and then Hogwallop betrays them. He tells the police that he's there because they got this depression on, and he's got to do for him and me and mine, and they light the barn on fire. The police do. And as a result, they have to flee. They flee in Hogwallop's car, stolen by his son.
His, 8-year-old son or some
Yes,
shit.
he is sitting on, all the phone books, and he has,
Got
a
brick
block
on his
of
foot.
wood. Yeah. Very clearly, sight gag, right?
Yeah. Real quick, I might have totally just, my eyes might have glazed over as you mentioned this, so I apologize if you did mention this, but did you mention who they hitch a ride with before showing up at the Hogwallops?
Oh, I didn't. So they escape the penal farm, they try to jump the rails, and they don't. They fall off, right? Comical misadventures because they have not established their leadership structure. So they're going through all of that, and they end up getting on a rail cart with a blind rail operator, doing the teeter-totter rail car,
Mm-hmm.
and they just sit while he pumps the rail. But he is supposed to be the oracle that tells them their fortune. He tells them that they will go on a great journey, but they're not going to find the treasure that they seek. They're going to have lots of obstacles, and that they're going to see a cow on the roof of a cotton house.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So thank you for reminding me of that.
Of course.
Yeah. I think I'm doing okay from memory so far.
You're okay. I would say you're at 18 for 19.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll take that. So then they kick out the kid, and they're like, all right, well, go back home and mind your paw. Everett reveals that he stole the watch. That's how they're going to get a new car. And because it can only have painful associations. Oh, his name was Wash. Wash Hogwallop.
Yes, Wash Hogwallop. That's right.
My daddy always told me never trust a Hogwallop. And so they get into a fight. And then they hear the representative of the locusts. They hear a congregation doing baptisms down by the river. Personally, when I think of stuff down by the river, I think of Chris Farley, but
Of course. Yeah, I mean, in most of the scenes actually involving water in this, you can see off in the distance there's a van parked.
Yes.
Right next to the water line.
Buddy just tickled the shit out of me.
Oh, that's what that was?
Yeah, I was like, ah! He has his, I trimmed his tail recently, and so it's a lot fuzzier, fluffier. And yeah.
Good boy, buddy.
Good boy, buddy. All right, so okay, next. Pete and Delmar are saved. They are baptized in the very muddy, murky river. They are then in the car, going through down the road. They see a young black man on the side of the road. They pick him up. His name is Tommy Johnson. He went out to that crossroads last night to meet the devil because the devil taught him how to play his guitar real good. He's on his way to Tishomingo because he heard there's a man who pays you if you sing into his can. So the group then decide, hey, we need some money. We're going to go to Tishomingo, and we're going to sing into the guy's can. So they show up, and they meet the Stephen Root, who plays the radio manager. And they record a song. They record Man of Constant Sorrow. They call themselves the Soggy Bottom Boys.
Greatest movie songs of all time, by the way.
One of the greatest movie songs of all time. So they do the song. They scam the guy out of another $20 by telling him that are basically, because he's blind. They tell him there are 2 more people there than there are, but he can't see. And then as they're leaving, they see Pappy O'Daniel. Pappy O'Daniel was on the radio earlier when they were at Wash's house. And Pappy O'Daniel is the governor of Mississippi. He's in a tight race with, God, what is it? Vernon? No. That is the name of the campaign manager. Homer Stokes, I think.
Mm.
Stokes. Yeah, Stokes. He got a contingency. Yeah. I'm getting there. So they go to sing in the can. They meet him on the way out, and he's important because he is like having like a B plot in a movie, which I think is really funny. He's just like lamenting the fact that he's like getting his ass kicked in this campaign. But they got the money. That night they park. They camp out. Tommy Johnson sings "Killing Floor Blues" by the fire, and then the police find their car and they burn the barn that they weren't sleeping in. They were sleeping out under the stars. They light the other barn on fire.
And it's like a complete repeat of earlier.
Yeah.
In just like the blocking of it all. They're doing it the exact same way. They're all lined up the same. He's splashing the gasoline.
Yeah. It's like, why would you pay to burn up 2 different barns? Just shoot the other barn from a different angle, right? So, damn, we're in a tight spot. They leave. Tommy runs away. And now they're walking. It's the next day. So technically it has been 2 nights, okay? The dam bursts in 2 more days. Right? Keep that in mind. So they're walking down the road and they get picked up by a guy who's got money coming out of the car. He's supposed to be Helios. Helios has like bipolar disorder, whatever, and he's like high in the beginning. He has like big mania and like really low depressive episodes. So they go through the whole spiel. He picks him up because he's looking for a road to Itabena. He robs banks. George Babyface Nelson is a bank robber. He picks up the gang, and they help him rob a bank. Technically, I guess they're just there for the ride, but they help him rob a bank, and then they leave. And as they're leaving, he's like, so the woman calls him Babyface. He's like, my name is George Nelson, born to raise hell. And he's like a very sad little guy. He leaves all the money with them that night at the fire, and George Clooney says, no, sir, we haven't seen the last of George Nelson. So I think this is halfway through the movie at this point.
Oh, it's a bit under.
A little under. So
yeah,
this is always what I associate as being the halfway point. But they got the money, they got the car, they're driving down the road, and all of a sudden, Pete goes fucking bananas. He's like, pull over! Pull over! They see the character's representative of the Sirens, which are 3 pretty women bathing in the river, washing their clothes, all sung by Alison Krauss at this point. They get them drunk, and they wake up. Pete is gone. Delmar and George Clooney are there, and they're like, Pete's gone. Those succubuses took Pete. And then they realize that there's a little toad a little frog in Pete's shirt.
They
And
thought
so-
it was his heart.
Yeah, they thought it was his heart. They now believe, or Pete believes, that those sirens turned him into a toad.
It's one of the best bits in the movie, honestly. And also, real quick, just a quick correction. Alison Krauss didn't do all of their voices. She just did one of their singing voices. The other two are dubbed by Emmylou Harris and Gillian Welch.
Oh, there you go. My mistake. I made that mistake in the commentary, too. You can definitely hear her voice, though.
Yes, definitely.
Then they drive away. George Clooney is not sold that this toad is anything more than a toad. But Delmar really believes it. So they go to a nice restaurant. They have him in a shoebox. And he's like, you can't have a toad like this in a fine establishment like this. The people will go off the feed.
Mhm.
So
and like George Clooney puts the box cover
Yeah.
on it, and Delmar's like, "Well, he's gonna think we're ashamed of him."
quite frankly, I am ashamed of him. But that draws the attention of Big Dan T. And Big Dan has an eye patch. So
John Goodman.
John Goodman, he's the Cyclops. And he is a Bible salesman who lures George Clooney and Delmar out to a remote area for a picnic, breaks off a branch of a tree, and then beats the ever-loving shit out of them and takes their money. He thinks that they have a whole shoebox full of money. When he sees that it's a toad inside, he kills the toad, which Delmar thinks is Pete. And this is supposed to be the low point for the two of them. Pete's gone. Delmar and George Clooney have had the shit beat out of him.
Mm-hmm.
Now, while
this is the
go-
halfway point in the movie,
Yeah.
by the way.
This is like the absolute like rock bottom for them all. So what else has been going on is that Homer Stokes is the reform candidate. He's literally on a truck with a short person. I don't know the proper nomenclature. And he is sweeping his truck while they drive around, saying that he's going to sweep the state clean of reform. And like the interests can take care of themselves. It'll be back to the flower mill for you, Pappy. And so Pappy's in the restaurant when the gang and Big Dan leave. He's lamenting the fact that Homer Stokes is the reform candidate and that people aren't really appreciating the things that he's done. I've done a dozen agriculture bills. Everyone knows I'm a friend of the farmer. What I gotta do, start tailing livestock? Charles Durning in this movie is fucking hilarious. My favorite character in the movie. So now we're at the bottom. We find out that Pete wasn't actually turned into a toad, that they sold him, they basically turned him in for the bounty, and that he's been captured by the man and the dog from the beginning of the movie, who fits the description that Tommy gives of the devil. And that man, the guy with the glasses and the hound, fits the description of Poseidon in the Odyssey. So he's about to be hanged when he gives up what they're looking for, which is the location of the treasure. George Clooney and Delmar go into town. He sees that his daughters, of which he apparently has like 7 daughters, all tied together with a rope, they are now performing as the little Warvey gals instead of the little McGill gals. Because his wife is in the process of getting remarried. She told their daughters that he was hit by a train, instead of the fact that he went to prison. And he's in Woolworth when he picks a fight with her husband, Vernon T. Waldrop. Vernon T. Waldrop is the campaign manager for Homer Stokes. So now all the pieces are starting to come together. Vernon T. Waldrop fisticuffs with Everett, Ulysses James, whatever his name, get McGill. And he gets his butt kicked. He gets banned from Woolworth. They're kind of, George Clooney's mad. he's telling Delmar, like, never get involved with women. We reveal that Delmar is a virgin. And he's like, I can't focus on none of that until I get back to family farm. And then George Clooney's like, yeah, right, of course. If then. So then the movie is stopped. The lights are turned on, or I guess the lights aren't turned on, but the doors are opened, and the prisoners from the local penal farm show up. They do see Pete at some point while they're on the back of a truck. And they're like, did that guy look like Pete? Did Pete have a brother he never told us about? Pete then is in the room, and he's like, do not seek the treasure. And they go...
To which Delmar responds.
Delmar responds, we thought you was a toad.
The look John Turturro gives, like, what the fuck did you just say?
like how is that output relative to what I said? How is your answer relative to my question?
Yeah. Also, worth calling out, they're sitting watching this movie and, like, you know, getting out of outside, and they fucking stop the movie halfway through, turn on the lights, and shuffle in all of the prisoners, including John Turturro, then lights back down and resumed the film. Literally, yeah. I would rather watch a movie with your uncle, CJ, than sit here and have that theater going experience.
So that night, they break him out of prison, right? He reveals that he spilled his guts instead of being hanged. That he told everybody where the treasure was. The treasure. George Clooney reveals there is no treasure. He went to prison for practicing law without a license, and he had to get out because his wife sent him a letter saying that she was getting remarried, and the wedding is in a couple days. It has already been longer than the dam was already supposed to have been burst. So, like, the timeline for this is just off, by the way. But anyway, like, that whole 4 days thing, not even a factor. It's like 6 days now. It's been a week. Pete realizes he's not going to get out till he's 84. Delmar's like, well, I'll only be 82. They get into a fight. They roll down a hill when they see that the KKK is running a rally in which they are going to hang Tommy. So they... What? Yeah.
Oh.
So, no, not you. Tommy Johnson. So they sing a song. Of course they do. They go... They attack a few members. They become the color guard. They are, like, all muddy and stuff from running down the hill. And, Big Dan T is also a Klansman with one hole in his hood. And he outs them as not being Klansmen. Homer Stokes goes, oh my God, the color guard's colored. Who let them be the color guard? They rescue Tommy. They throw the flag. He's like, can't let that flag touch the ground. It's like the Confederate flag. And Big Dan T catches it. Everyone looks really impressed. It is set up for you to think that he's going to lose his other eye. And then it is revealed that they just crush him with the cross that's been burning, right? So they do that. They then flee. They go into town, and Everett is just like, we have to find a way to get my wife back. The rest of the team is not so sure. He's like, listen, I have a plan. You're against me now, too. The whole world, God, whatever, Woolworth, now you too. They agree to help him. They go in, and they pose as the band to get into the place where he can beg his wife to take him back. She's basically like, I'm not taking you back. You don't have a job. He's like, I'll get a job as a dentist. She's like, you will? He's like, yeah, I know a guy will print me up a license. She wants him to change, and she wants him to be different. So then it's revealed after they Pete and Delmar sing "In the Jailhouse Now" in the neighborhood of B. They reveal that they are the Soggy Bottom Boys, where it is revealed that the entire state of Mississippi loves the Soggy Bottom Boys.
Yeah.
That they have gotten world famous basically overnight, that their records have been selling out nonstop, and they start singing Man of Constant Sorrow. Homer Stokes shows up late, all flustered. He realizes that they are the guys from that desecrated the burning cross.
And he thought that this was going to be, he's like, these guys disrupted a meeting of a certain society. Yeah, I don't think I need to say who, but they desecrated a burning
cross, a fiery cross, and a lynch mob in the dereliction of its duty. Like, just like, he thought that was going to do it.
Horrible.
Now, Pappy O'Daniel showed up because his plan was to hire Vernon T. Waldrop. Vernon T. Waldrop rebuffed him. So Pappy O'Daniel is at this rally for Homer Stokes. He interrupts them. It doesn't go well. It's going out over the radio. So a bunch of guys come in with a fucking 4x4 and they wheel his ass out.
They had that fucking
ready.
They had that log ready, dude.
Yeah,
I don't know.
They're like, we're gonna have me a hanging all right. We're gonna hang you.
Yeah, they were just like, do they stand like? Because it was within seconds that they burst in. Like,
yeah, like a troop of guys shows up with the fucking board. So they resume playing the song. Pappy O'Daniel joins them on stage. And he reveals that he has now pardoned the Soggy Bottom Boys because he's a forgive and forget Christian. He basically turns the election around for himself because Homer Stokes is now outed as a Klansman. And they go outside. They're going to be the brain trust of his second term, like the power behind the throne kind of thing. They then go outside and they see George Nelson being walked to the gallows with a cow. A cow was in the mob, which was fun.
The cow's seeing it through, and he's like on the upswing again. Like,
yeah, he's high, right? He's just like, I'm George Nelson. Tell your friends, I'm riding the electric chair. No one's ever been more happy to die, I guess. So he does that. His wife is like, oh, I need my ring. They're like, we'll help you get it. He's like, that's not the point, Delmar. They go all the way up to the cabin to go get the ring out of the roll-top desk. Because she won't marry him without his ring. They go up there, and that's where Poseidon meets them. They have nooses, and they have holes dug. This is his ancestral home, or whatever. And they're all about to be hanged. They're all about to die. And finally, George Clooney prays to God to save him. And the dam bursts, the valley floods, his house is destroyed. And they start mocking him, and he's like, in a moment of weakness at the end. They live. Everybody else is dead. They had their arms tied behind their back. They live. Everybody else is gone, including the dog. And Tommy pops out of the water with the roll-top desk, and they see a cow on a cotton house. Just like the Oracle said. At the end, it is revealed that was not her ring, that her ring is now at the bottom of a 90,000 hectare lake. And she won't marry him until he finds that ring. And it ends as the little Warvey gals are crossing the railroad tracks, and the Oracle goes through town on his little pump cart. So how did I do?
Pretty good. Pretty
Thank
good.
You. Is there anything else that I missed that you wanted to include?
No, I don't think so. I think we wrapped it all up. I think the only thing missing from the recap is also missing from the movie, and that's the fate of Pete and Delmar.
Yeah, well, they become the power behind the throne and continue being George Clooney's lackeys. Yeah,
they do.
Yeah.
How we aren't shown that at all, though.
He said that they would be.
He said, "You're going to be my lackeys?"
Brain trust. No, he said he's going to be my brain trust.
I guess.
Give me back that hat. I'm just making a point. Pappy's just making a point. Shut
keeps
up!
Throwing his hat.
Good thing your mammy
Oh.
died giving birth. If she could see now, she'd die of embarrassment.
So,
Die of shame.
oh brother.
Yeah, do you know the origin of the movie's name, by the way?
Yeah, I do, but not because I had just known that. I was actually read that today, but why don't you tell?
So
where it's
there's
from.
a 1941 film called Sullivan's Travels, and in that film, the character Sullivan wants to film a serious movie, a movie about the Depression called "Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?" Right? It's a movie in a movie that never gets made. And the idea is that he, in that movie, ultimately learns that comedy brings more joy to people than drama, right? This movie and its title are meant to be a movie about the Depression, but it's a comedy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the other aspect of it is that "Oh Brother, Where Art Thou" has like biblical ties, right? Because this is a adaptation of the Odyssey, but in its adaptation of the Odyssey, it is a interpretation of like 30s spiritualism in the Deep South with religion mixed in, right? Because while it's a good story, that it's a direct adaptation to the Odyssey, it feels to me more like an interpretation.
Yeah.
Because it feels more rooted in like Deep South mysticism and like Southern Baptist religion than it does like equally.
Very much feels. I think there's a couple reasons for this. One of the main one I'll get to in a second, but yeah, it very much feels like a mapping of the Odyssey's structure and some plot points, and just mapping that to American analogs or things from like Southern American mythology in a way, or turning things from Greek mythology into incorporating these aspects of, like you said, spiritualism or just life in the Deep South, and retelling it that way. But one reason why I feel like this feels very loosely like an adaptation of the Odyssey, especially at times, is the Coen brothers famously have, at least at the time of making this movie, never read the Odyssey.
This is true.
They were like even bragging about it a lot in the run up in the press for it. And they said that they, absorbed most of the story of the Odyssey through the cultural osmosis. And it was just a lot of like, seeing other adaptations of it. And they learned the story through that and made their own off of their existing knowledge rather than using the work itself.
So that is a big factor of it. Also, too, something to keep in mind that Joel and his wife would always look for couples to be friends with. And his wife had found...
Stop calling Frances McDormand Joel Coen, saying his wife. Frances McDormand is Frances McDormand.
I didn't know the name. I'm sorry. I had heard this anecdote third hand.
You don't know Joel Coen and Frances McDormand are married?
No, I didn't. But thank you for chastising me all the same.
Wow.
That'll really encourage me to learn.
Yes. Wow. Messed up.
Anyway. So Frances McDormand was looking for couples for the two of them to go on dates with. But either it didn't work because she would like the woman and he wouldn't like the guy, or he would like the guy and she didn't like the woman, or whatever, right? They found Tim Blake Nelson and were like, "Oh, you'll be a great fit. You'll be a great fit for this." And they both do films, and at the time, I believe that Tim Blake Nelson was editing his own film. I think he was editing it in like the Carolinas. Anyway, so the story that I have heard, and this is from the perspective of Tim Blake Nelson, so obviously a little grain of salt, but when he found out that he was doing Oh Brother, he did offer the part of Delmar to Tim Blake Nelson partially because he felt like he wouldn't have a problem when it came time to like do like close-ups or whatever. He knew that Tim would just be happy to be in the movie. But also, when he originally sent the script to Tim Blake Nelson, Tim thought it was because he was asking Tim to review it because Tim was a classics major in college.
Mm-hmm.
So, long anecdote, but he at least
That's
did
cool. I
have
didn't know
somebody
that.
read it for a little accuracy.
Double check that nothing is like too far fetched. I don't think that Odysseus could have done this. I don't know if Odysseus could fly a car, guys.
Yeah, there were no flying cars in the 30s. Are you sure?
Or in ancient Greek times.
Or now.
Well, I mean, you give me a big enough ramp and I'll show you a flying car.
Hey, listen, we give you a joint, you'll show me a flying car. All right, anyway.
So
go ahead. I was expecting
Sorry,
something from you after that, but no, it's okay.
No, I think that's super interesting, especially knowing, like, I'm pretty sure Tim Blake Nelson is, like, he himself is a playwright, so it's cool hearing a bit more background on him on the writing side with that.
Yeah.
Plus, you talked about, like, oh, he'll be good with being shown in the close-ups. There are some great close-ups of Tim Blake Nelson in this.
Yeah.
The one that I love most is when John Goodman throws the toad and Tim Blake Nelson thinks that John Turturro just died, and they do like just a close up of his eyes, and his face is all bloodied. It's just great, you know. It's not like it's the pinnacle of acting or anything, but it's just really fun.
Yeah,
like
he has a great face for that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and he just has a lot of really great reactions to things. And the way he holds his face when he's speaking as Delmar, like it is like
the there's nothing going on.
Mm-hmm. And the way he shapes his mouth, you know, it's a very slack-jawed manner of speaking that he embodies in this role.
Yes, for sure.
Well, real quick, I mean, we're already talking about a performance in his, and I know that performances are usually a thing we talk about later, but Delmar's my favorite character in this. Tim Blake Nelson, he's one of my favorite actors, and this is no exception. But who else? This is such a big cast. So many great performances, big or little.
So, like, George Clooney's good. I think this is one of George Clooney's first bigger roles in film. And I say that, and people are like, no, look at his filmography. He had blank, blank, and blank. I'm like, yeah, but this is like Coen Brothers, and he's got his own camera. Like, you know what I mean? It's a transitional point.
It's like he did. I think the biggest things before this were like Batman and Robin,
Three Kings.
Yeah, but even that, like, was that even big at the time?
I mean, I knew about it at the time, so
fair enough.
Maybe
but like Ocean's 11 didn't come until after this. This is pre Ocean's 11.
So like, if you want to say like a cultural touch point for George Clooney in the zeitgeist of like human consciousness being, hey, when he was Danny Ocean, like you're not going to get any argument from me.
Right. I mean, he of course was a big name on TV through ER, like we've talked about.
And that's a bigger thing now. Like, TV was TV and movies were movies. It was hard to make that jump, which is why every time that it ever happened, it was notable, right? Now you go back and forth, right? If you're a film actor, you can go do a miniseries and no one looks down on you because you're working. So I think John Turturro is amazing in everything that he does.
Of course. He's also one of the greatest.
Unrecognizable.
He also just a lot of great decisions in how he carries himself and holds his face. Because it's so different than other roles you know him from. Like, most recently, Irv in Severance, or more related to this film as Jesus in The Big Lebowski. Such different roles.
Yeah, like he is a chameleon. I mean, honestly, just put him in something and he'll find his way through it. It feels that way anyway. One of the few actors I have met in person.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he bought a car at my dealership back in the day, and I remember people were going up to him and were like, "You're the guy," and he's like, "Yes," and they were like, "You're the cop from Transformers." I swear to God, and I had to pull them aside and say, "This is John fucking Turturro. He is not the he is the cop in Transformers, but you are not going to call him the cop from Transformers."
But Bumblebee pisses on him.
Yes. That's what they remember.
Dude, no wonder you're here buying a car. I saw that one time the car peed on you. So that's what you're into, huh?
That's what you're into, huh? Yeah. They yeah. So some other highlights. Stephen Root only has 2 scenes in this movie.
Yeah, I think 2.
I think he's on screen for like 3 minutes.
Yeah, if even.
If even. And so, you know, like, he's fucking hilarious. That character. I always want to know where they get these characters from. Like, Kelsey Grammer did an interview the other day for the voice of Sideshow Bob, and he's like, "Hello, Bot." And he would do wallpaper in New York for this guy in his apartment, and he'd be like, "Oh, Kelsey. That baby was beautiful. That baby was mine. Hello, Kelsey." And it's just like, he turned that into Sideshow Bob. I want to know who is this man? Who is this man that Stephen... Because it doesn't sound like Stephen Root. Stephen Root's like way down here. Like I imagine him in Barry. And then he's like, "Give you $15 if you sing into my can." I just want to meet that man. I want to know who that is. And similarly, Charles Durning is my favorite character in this movie. And every time I say that, you give me shit. It's like, wow, you like the fat old racist. But he is just, every single thing that he says is hilarious. Like, his overall behavior, he's like, it's like, I'm surrounded by idiots, but I too am an idiot.
Yeah, it's like Colonel Sanders and Foghorn Leghorn had a megalomaniac child.
I say this part tongue in cheek. He's a Muppet.
He is. Oh,
and he was the bad guy.
Would be so good with a Muppet remake.
That wouldn't it? He is also the bad guy in the first Muppet movie. If you
really?
didn't know that. Yeah, he plays Doc Hopper, the man who wants Kermit the Frog to be his mascot for his French fried frog leg restaurant. Even though he's a frog, and Kermit doesn't want to do it because there's a bunch of quote unquote frogs on crutches.
Oh no.
Spoiler alert, they do not cut the legs off the frogs and then put them back in the pond. That's not what they do.
They cut off the legs and the arms.
Yeah, there you go. Just
real quick.
Just turn them back into a tadpole.
Yeah, you stretch them out and everything. So speaking of Muppets and this idea of this movie being made as a Muppet movie.
Yeah.
Who would you have as the one human in this? Would you do George Clooney? Or would you do someone else?
I think letter of the law, it has to be George Clooney.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it'd be really funny if it was just John Goodman beating the living shit out of the Muppets.
I think that might work. Who would be Delmar and who would be Pete of the Muppets?
Like, okay. Like, this is a Kermit, Fozzie, one other person, right? Like, because Gonzo's probably going to be like a narrator with Rizzo. Or maybe they'll do like Pepe the Prawn. I think it would be funny if it was Gonzo, Pepe, and Rizzo as the three of them. I think that's the funniest adaptation of that. Like, Kermit needs to be like Kermit doesn't need to be the main character in Treasure Island, but he needs a prominent role, right?
Okay.
So, like, what is his prominent role if he's not Everett?
Okay. Kermit plays the banjo, so maybe he could be Tommy. He sold his soul to the devil to be really good at banjo.
He sold my soul to the devil to be really good at this here banjo. But
he just plays dueling banjos.
yeah, but the devil didn't show up last night. They gender bend Big Dan T, so it's Miss Piggy.
Oh, I love that. I can't not imagine this remake in my head now, and I need this. I genuinely need this remake.
This is something that I just want to see a poster for. I'd be content with a poster.
Well, we're gonna have to get on Fiverr.
Yeah.
And start asking around.
All right. If you're an artist and you want to make a poster for the film Okie Dokie, let us know.
Now, okay, but real quick though, oh brother, where art thou? The poster, like, it's the 3 floating heads, or not even all of them. Some of them you see the faces of George Clooney, Tim Blake Nelson, and John Turturro. Some of them you just see them running away in their chains and stripes. So I feel like this could be a fairly simple poster to whip together, you know?
I thought for, like, I don't know, as like a charitable idea, it'd be fun one day if we did like a Christmas calendar and like all of the months are like parodies of different posters.
Sorry, so a Christmas calendar where...
Like we put it out at Christmas.
Okay, this makes more sense. I thought you were talking like Advent calendar. I was going to say, we're going to have multiple months in our Advent calendar. How many days is this? Like, 225 days to Christmas.
It's the worst
Man, it's
day.
hot out.
It's the worst fucking Advent calendar of all time.
Okay, a 365-day Advent calendar. I need
no,
to
now we
see if
have to
this
do
exists.
it because now they hear it and now they want it.
Oh my God. I hate to break the news to you. There is a, oh wait, never mind. This is a book. Never mind. It was a 365 day Christmas Advent calendar. Wait, that's not an Advent. These people don't know what an Advent calendar is. I'm going to do more research. We got to make these. We got to make a 365 day.
I just asked the Discord.
Though, how different would this be from, like, a tearaway calendar, right?
No, because
You
it
know?
has 365 little doors to open.
How big would this is like a 10-foot by 3-foot thing you lean up against
it
your
comes
wall.
in a huge box.
So what would be would it be treats or trinkets or like a penny behind each one or just random? Like, oh, I got a paperclip today.
No, it would have to be like, it would have to be something. It would have to be like something silly. Like if it was like something actual, like there's one actual good thing in there. It's like, oh, this is like,
and it's on day 6, so it gets out of the way real quick.
wow, it's a chocolate coin.
Everything else is dust and shoelaces.
Pocket lint, pocket lint and paper clips.
Oh my gosh, I love this idea.
It is the year-long Advent calendar that has a bunch of art of movies in it. However, because we've only watched like 40 of them, there's a lot of repeats.
And like 80% of the repeats are just one movie.
It's just,
80% of them are Gladiator.
It's a lot of Gladiator and a lot of Meet the Feebles.
Oh my goodness. Okay, I don't even want to try and pretend I remember what we were talking about at the start of this in relation to Oh Brother.
Do you want to start just like from another topic?
Yeah. I mean, how could you have? I mean, you could by just choosing a different one, but how could you have a Coen Brothers film without the Deke?
Yeah, gotta have Roger Deakins.
Yeah, his visual style. While I personally wouldn't characterize Roger Deakins' visual style as anything overly like experimental or distinct. It's always just really great. You
The
know,
mark of consistency.
yes, yeah,
You know
Like,
what you're getting from Deke.
yeah. You know what you're getting with the Deke. Please put some respect on his name with the word the.
Okay, sure. One
Thank
of
you.
the slots in the advent calendar is just a piece of paper that says the Deke.
One for every time that he's been featured, though. So 80% of the entire advent. But
Jade is
yeah.
saying that that's just a tear-off calendar. And
wow.
it is, but it's so much more.
Wow. She sniped us and we sniped her in a way.
She doesn't know that we sniped. All she knows is that she sniped us. That's the world she lives in right now.
And it's all gonna come tumbling down.
in a month when she hears this podcast.
Come March 13th, it's freaking reckoning day.
All right, here we go. Let's timestamp this. It's 6:07 for you. On what day?
On
March 3rd. Okay.
2026.
So
Jade just got home recently. I heard the dogs
Jade,
bark.
when you listen to this in the future, you have to immediately tell us the day and the time.
Yeah, we have to know the gap.
We have to know how long the gap was for how long you got zinged.
Got her.
Got her.
Get freaking zinged, girl. Boom. The Deke, on a side note with the visuals, I did want to, of course, bring up the coloring.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the coloring of this film? And just for, if you haven't seen it,
It's
you listeners out
beige.
there, it's very yellow. A lot of I wouldn't go as far to say autumnal tones, though I would say more dry tones. Like anytime you see green in nature, it's usually there's a yellow hue to it. If not, it's just outright yellow. It's just, to me personally, it kind of leans into like the dusty dirtiness of the dry, deep south.
Yeah.
Not during like wet season,
Using a yellow filter either makes your film feel like it's in Mexico, or it makes it feel like everything is like, I don't know, dirty or old. It adds like an antiquity value to it.
Yeah, it also, to your point of it feeling old, it adds, it almost feels as though there's a sepia filter all over it.
Yeah.
Which, interestingly, in the scene where there's the big flood, there's suddenly a totally different color grading to it. It's a lot more of a blue overtone than yellow, which of course makes sense. But speaking of the dam, there is a little bit of a plot hole in this.
All right.
TJ, so they talk about how they're damming up the river, which is going to flood the valley, right?
Yes, we did talk about this a little bit already. Yes.
Did we?
I was
going to
talking
bring up
about
something
it through the.
So I was actually going to bring up something else, but I like what you're talking about. Let's talk about that first. The timeline.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about the timeline. Yes.
No, I was going to talk about just kind of the physics of it, because it would not play out this way in actuality of this big rushing flood. But let's talk the timeline first.
You are our physicist.
I'm our resident physicist and chemist. Don't get it. Don't forget it.
Yeah.
So with the timeline, you were talking about the 4 days. So how many days does it actually end up being from the start of the film to the valley is flooded?
So I think that it's 6 days.
Okay.
Because there's the first night they're out of prison.
Right.
Where they're at
the
Wash.
hog wallops.
Yep.
Yeah.
They have the second night is with Tommy. The third night is with George Nelson. The fourth night is
the third night, George Nelson, that next day should be the flooding day, right?
Yes. So the fourth day, they even give us dates. Like today's the 17th. On the 21st, treasure will be at the bottom of the lake, which is the only time that John Turturro talks normally in the whole film. They go through all of this, on what should be the 21st is the day where they abduct Pete. Pete gets abducted. Now, we only see... Oh, there's a montage where they steal the pie and they eat the pie around the fire. That's another day. So, technically, they've already missed the deadline.
Yeah,
then he gets abducted.
In the montage, there's another night.
Yes.
Like a second night.
There is
addition to the
another
pie
night.
one.
Yeah. So then, Pete gets abducted. If we're generous, well, he had to have been abducted because he got put back into prison.
Yeah.
But that night, if we're saying that night that we don't see where the difference between them going and getting their asses kicked to being in town, right? That would be its own night, which would be the one night that he was about to be hanged and doesn't get hanged. The next day, if we're being generous, they then see him on the back of the truck. They then go to see the movie, and that night, they rescue him. That is already 6 days. And the night they rescue him is the night that they do everything with Tommy. That next day is day 7. So by my count, at minimum, there is 7 days here.
Mm-hmm. And that's honestly being generous on the film's part or to the film, because there's some dialogue that seems to imply it's much longer. And like you said, like assuming that one night where we see John Turturro captured is like the same day.
This is assuming that he spends 1 day in prison.
Yeah. And like at one point we see a woman being like, "Excuse me, you got any more of them soggy bottom boys?" He's like, "No, ma'am, we just ran out. Got a new shipment in yesterday. Can't keep them on
our
shelves."
shelves. Yep.
Yeah. And the wording is, "We got a new shipment in yesterday," which would imply there was a shipment before that. But that first shipment would have been like the day they cut the record. Yeah.
And had enough time to become very popular.
Mm-hmm. And mass produce, and the shipments, and these are like 1937 shipments when, like, you know, they're trying to keep the shelf stocked.
They're 2 weeks from everywhere.
Uh-huh. And you got Ray Noble, "I've got love to keep me warm," taking up space on the shelves, right?
Yeah.
And Silvio Caldas' "Chao de Estrellas," you know.
Yeah.
You got a lot going on the shelves with with this music. So yeah, the whole timeline is just really muddied. But the second thing I wanted to bring up in relation to the dam is they are damming the river. The valley will flood. So when you dam a river,
don't you stop?
Yes, you stop the flow of a river, which causes water to build and back up and pool above the dam, right?
Yes.
And this is a gradual thing. So if the dam was built to dam the river, the valley that they're in should have just flooded slowly over a few days. Not this massive
gush.
Yeah, gush. That would be if they, destroyed a dam.
What if the dam that they had built failed?
Then the river would continue to flow as it was.
Okay. So could it, if the dam had failed that they had built, could that have led to the gush?
I don't know, because that would be like if the gush wouldn't be flooding the valley then. The gush would be just flooding downriver, which again, since the valley is being flooded due to the river being dammed, that means that the valley is like upriver from the dam. So if you remove the dam, the water's just going to keep gushing downriver, which the valley is not.
Okay, sure.
So they just got it a bit backwards with that.
I think that the people that are proud that they have never read the Odyssey don't give a shit about the dam not working in real life.
Like the Coen brothers?
Yeah.
It took me a second. Like, who are you talking about?
I thought that I got cut out again, and then I was worried that you weren't hearing me and you were gonna let it sit again.
No, I was gonna let it sit. Are you what? After we opened this post show,
I'm doing my best, okay?
I know.
All right, listen. One thing I really do want to talk about. This soundtrack is up there for me with like my favorite movie soundtracks of all time. You talk about it a little bit in the commentary, but you and your dad used to listen to this in the car all the time.
Yeah.
Your experience with this movie is more centered around the soundtrack for years, right? Before you ever even see the movie.
100%. I was very familiar with all of the music in this, namely, of course, Man of Constant Sorrow. But the whole film, the music just really resonates with me in how familiar I was with it before I was familiar with the piece as a whole.
Yeah.
So just, it's such a good soundtrack. I'm with you about this being one of just the all-time film soundtracks.
Yeah, and this is probably one of the only things I ever legitimately bought on iTunes. One, because I just didn't have any Apple devices, but like I bought this and listened to this on iTunes.
I mean, at the time, there are few movie soundtracks more worthy of being purchased on iTunes.
Yeah. Man, I think about all the money I spent on my iTunes library and how that is just completely now a waste.
Yeah, I don't even want to think about this. And not just like the money wasted on that, but like, why would I spend money on that song, you know?
Yeah. Or it's like you buy a song, you can only listen to the clip, and then like it has a really weird intro or something. And it's like, oh, I actually wanted the radio edit version of this. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, you always buy it because you could only listen to so much of the song before you pay the 99 cents, and then the $1.29. What the fuck was that about?
Yeah, and I remember, like I would try to listen to it on YouTube or something, but it was invariably a lower quality version of the song.
Yeah,
and so it's like I don't even know if I like it. It kind of sounds like I'm listening to radio static.
Yeah.
So anyway. Do you have any other things that you want to talk about before we get into the preordained spiel?
I can't think of anything too much on discussion level as a whole. I guess I did want to call out just my favorite shot from the film because we talked a little bit about the Deke. My personal favorite shot is when they first encounter Tommy. I just love the composition of when they pull up at the crossroads and he's standing there and just the way it's composed. It's just a beautiful shot and adds so much gravitas to what is otherwise a seemingly benign intersection.
Yeah.
It really makes it feel like, no, this is the crossroads from American mythology. This is like the one. It's like it's like this is exactly how I pictured it in my head, you know?
Yeah. I think adding, like, there is American mythology. We don't think about it and we don't talk about American mythos that way, partially because it's rooted in spirituality, I think, in a lot of cases. But, like, that is the crossroads, right?
100%.
It's a great point. That is the cross. Like, I want to meet the location scout that found it.
Right? It's like, it's one of those moments that for me, I can only ever off the top of my head think of like one other location that when shown in a film, it's like, how did they not just build this for the movie? It's that perfect. And the one other one is in the movie, the new
Jurassic
Nosferatu.
Park.
No, not Jurassic Park.
When they found the location with all the dinosaurs in it, right?
Yeah. Oh shit, you're right. Shit,
when they found the park on the hidden island of all the dinosaurs.
And it had the building already built and the Jeeps were there.
The Jeeps.
The Jeeps that weren't Jeeps were already there. No, the one other shot or locations like scouting that I thought was just absolutely perfect is in the new Nosferatu. If you've seen it, it's when Nicholas Hoult is going to Nosferatu's manor and he's in these woods I'm gonna pull up this shot and send it to you, CJ, just so you can see the way that this looks. So this is an actual location that they oops, I sent it in the wrong one. There you go. This is an actual location that exists. This like small crossroad in the woods that they had to do a ton of maneuvering to get their cameras in there. And in the movie, it's just a stunning moment. There's like no sound, but that itself is my favorite one, alongside these crossroads, which I think is just singing how much these crossroads resonate with me. For as simple of a shot as it is, it's on screen for like 5 seconds.
Yeah, no, that is amazing, and I'm probably never gonna see that movie, but that's a beautiful shot.
Yeah, I can send you that clip sometime because it's not a scary moment in the movie. So I can send you so you can see it in motion and how it adds to the atmosphere of that moment.
Yeah, I got you. Okay, cool.
Well, CJ, you got anything else to call out?
No, I think we can start going toward the big finish.
All right. Well, first, we have the ever important question. This was part 2 in our duology on the classics with Megalopolis. So
this movie did it way better.
This did the classics better than Megalopolis?
Yes. A loose adaptation of the Odyssey is better than whatever Megalopolis.
Just by virtue of this movie being Oh Brother, Where Art Thou, it instantly wins over Megalopolis.
Just by virtue of the fact that this movie exists and was made, it's better than Megalopolis.
I feel a bit pressed, but I'm inclined to agree with you. I do think
I'm not trying to
better.
force you, but like I have questions for you if you disagree.
But without the classics, without the history, they didn't even read the classics to make this movie. So how important is it really for Oh Brother?
That's a great question. And one I don't know the answer to.
Because it still did it better than Megalopolis.
Yeah.
Another one that we've been asking is, we already talked about this a bit. Why is the title what it is? We already talked a bit about Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? But how about what genre is Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? And this, again, is us keeping track for our end of year prediction results, where one of the predictions is what genre will be covered most in a year. So, CJ, we have to decide what this will be. What do you rate this as? What do you consider this to be?
Wow. So this is where I think this is probably the first one that I would say is a satire.
Really?
Yes. I am torn on if we should label things specifically satire or if we should go into the broader comedy bucket.
So we have talked a bit about this, and we have said that satire is its own thing.
Okay.
Though we did say that satire is a bit more like, how did we word it? It's like pornography. You know it when you see it.
Yes, there you go. Yeah.
So I want to, I guess, when I can certainly understand why you say it's a satire. I guess satire is not where my mind initially goes with it.
Okay.
So I guess what about it has you considering satire compared to?
Well, I think let's do it the other way. What is it for you that feels non-satirical?
See, that's a hard question for me to answer because I just say, like, I guess most of it. Like almost all of it. Like, I guess, what is this a satire of? Is this a satire of the Odyssey? Is this a satire of the American South?
I think this is a satirical take on Depression-era America. And maybe, I mean, it does have social criticism of, like, the Klan, right? It does have social criticism of, there is some small politics in here that I feel like the movie gets into a little bit. If I were to harken back, I would say, I wonder what one of the defining characteristics for satire for me is the punchline of the joke irony or sarcasm, right? Like, because I also think that while Everett McGill, George Clooney's character, portrays himself as a serious man that knows what he's doing, he is just as goofy and and has no clue as the other two. The other two are just more quiet about it.
Yeah, not quite as articulate as him.
Yeah. So that is sort of I'm like, listen, I'm not going to die on this hill, but
right.
that is my overall thought.
So I guess, and this is not me like trying to do a aha gotcha. I'm just trying to figure out where I stand. How do you, because we had this conversation a bit about Shrek, because I brought up Shrek being potentially a satire and you were a bit more on the comedy side. So I guess, in what ways is this satire on those things and not comedy, while Shrek is comedy and not satire of all of the fairy tale things?
Okay. Is the social commentary or the criticism in Shrek about fairy tales?
I guess.
Like, that is really the component for me. The two components. I would say sarcasm is the punchline, or irony is the punchline, and some element of commentary or critique or reflection.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, it does joke on, it does joke on the fairy tale formula. It does play with that. I guess I'm just curious, like, and maybe my overall point is, I don't want to get too deep into this on everything, because I don't want someone to have put satire and, like, we're having a 50-50 right now,
Yeah, I hear you. Okay, I hear what you're saying. How about this? Okay, so let's set aside satire comedy. What I think of adventure for this.
Adventure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Would you put adventure down for this?
I mean, it is a Odyssey. It is a quest, right?
Yeah.
Like, it feels. Yeah, I guess I would.
Because, like, if not adventure, then what? Epic? But we've already kind of ruled out epic from being a possible category for this, especially with Megalopolis.
I'm just looking at. I just pulled this up. I just pulled up the Wikipedia page. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Not that we go why this, but this is what the wiki page says: satirical comedy drama musical.
Okay. Just to bring up another source.
I wouldn't even say musical, but
yeah, I wouldn't either. Just to bring up another source, I have Letterboxd up, and they categorize this as comedy, adventure, crime.
Okay, I don't think it's crime.
Definitely agree with you. Not crime.
I mean, there are criminals, but that doesn't.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I'm okay with. I think I'm very comfortable with comedy adventure.
Okay. See, I was gonna say I'm comfortable with satire adventure now.
Oh. I'm fine doing satire adventure.
Would we put satire or adventure on top?
Is it gonna be a satire comedy or a satire? No, I think
you need satire adventure or adventure satire?
Yeah. I think it's a satire adventure.
Okay, so satire top, adventure bottom.
I think so.
All right. You know what? I think that's fair enough. I'll put it in Tominio's ledger. Thank you, Tominio. Sign it off in my golden ink. Satire adventure, satire on top. Cool.
There you go.
Okay. CJ, could you have done an Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? This, of course, being our most important question.
I think I can. Okay. I'm obviously Ulysses.
Yes.
I'm Everett. Yeah, I definitely can.
Okay. Walk me through. You're part of a chain gang.
Yep. So I got to convince the two guys on either side of me to go with me. That's not a problem.
That's a foregone conclusion, especially if they're Delmar and Pete.
Yeah. I have to not get on a train, which I can do all day long. I have to get beat up by John Goodman.
Mm-hmm. You
I
have to
to
escape a burning barn.
I have to drive
the
out of
kid
a
does that
burning
for you.
barn. Yeah, he does. I'm with them while they're holding a pig.
Mm-hmm.
I had to sing into the can.
Mm-hmm. I guess that's a big. So I feel like that might be one of the biggest cruxes to this is you have to be able to record a hit song that will then bail you out of trouble later on. So
I think I could do it.
you think that you've got the singing chops for Man of
Me,
Constant
me,
Sorrow?
me. Yeah, I think I can do it. I got pipes.
Okay. All right. You have to be an accomplice to a bank robbery, of course. Steal a pie.
Yep, I have to steal a pie. Oh, no, Delmar does that. I have to eat a pie.
You have to disrupt a KKK rally, which I believe you could because these are a bunch of the dumbest human beings to ever exist.
Yep. And then at the end, I have to not get married. Easy.
How do you think you would do with the flooding and everything?
I can swim.
Okay.
I float too.
Well, there you go. There you go.
So I would just be like, here we go. I'm floating to the surface.
So a resounding yes, CJ could have done. And oh, brother, where art thou?
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right.
Well,
awesome. So is
CJ.
this film okie dokie?
I'm going to say yes. This is an okie dokie film.
Yeah, 2 thumbs up.
Definitely.
Easy.
Definitely. Cool. Well, before we find out what we're watching next time, let's head on over to our rec room.
Yeah, so again, I've been working a lot lately. So 1, I don't have a lot to recommend, but 2, Buddy has decided that this little bath mat that I keep in the corner, that's his new poop place. So I'm sorry there's cat poop in the corner.
Buddy. I didn't know Buddy was allowed in here. Why aren't the dogs allowed in here? Why? How come you put up that specifics? CJ,
No.
There is a sign on the door that says no Duncans and no Edisons. Come on.
Human Duncans and Edisons, so we don't confuse them with the dogs.
Sure.
You fucking person trying to make me out to be a dog hater, and then you won't even accept my counter to your fucking bit. Okay. Let me go first. Yeah, buddy, come on, man. All right.
Stop shitting on the bath mat.
I know. The new Scrubs reboot just came out. The first 2
I've been meaning
episodes
to ask you about this.
are out. I'm a huge Scrubs fan. Season 9 was supposed to be a spin-off that kept everybody working during a really hard time in the industry. And so they were happy to do it because it employed an entire staff for an extra year. But med school is really bad, and this picks up at the end of season 8. And I gotta be honest with you, I'm really torn. Because I think that the finale of Scrubs, what I consider to be the finale, season 8, is perfect for the show. And I remember watching it for the first time and crying. Like, I thought it was the perfect fitting end to the show. And I didn't want anything else after that. I mean, obviously you kind of feel like you want Scrubs, but you don't need it. Like, you have your ending, you have closure. Now they're reopening it, and you know, just because you had it then doesn't mean you're going to have it now. Like, that's a big reason why the Seinfeld gang did theirs on Curb Your Enthusiasm. Like, a network would have backed up the money truck to get them to step into those roles again, but just because you're good then doesn't mean you're good now. It's been a long time. There are people in this show, actors and actresses, who were not alive when the first episode of Scrubs came out. So far,
that's actually wild.
I've enjoyed it.
Okay.
So far I've really liked it. But I am going in really open-minded, and I am not expecting it to be anything because I have my ending. You know? I have my finale. I have my perfect ending. This is just another attempt to give me more. And, like, the first 8 seasons are perfect. I don't need anything else. Some of season 7 is okay. But, you know what I mean? It's just like, if you liked Scrubs, I feel like they're doing Scrubs again.
Okay.
I don't know that I don't know that I love it. Some of the actors from the original show are not with us anymore. So it's missing some of that vibe. Like Bob Kelso is not in the show. I think Carla is only in one episode because of scheduling conflicts. Like, they got everyone that they could, but it's not perfect, you know? So it does feel like Scrubs, but yeah, so that's my recommendation. I recommend the new Scrubs show. 2 episodes are out at the time I'm saying this. I reserve the right in like 2 or 3 months to come back and be like, don't watch Scrubs. That was really bad. But yeah, so that is my recommendation.
Just the one?
Just the one.
Nice. I am with you in only having one recommendation this week. I am going to recommend a movie called Nirvana, the Band, the Show, the Movie. Have you heard of this one, CJ?
I have seen the trailer for this.
Cool. So Nirvana, the Band is a comedic duo. Their names are Matt and Jay. What's Matt Johnson, I want to say, and Jay McCarroll. Yeah, that's their names. So it started as a web show back in the 2000s, and then they had a TV show doing more of the web show. And the premise is these 2 dudes have a band called Nirvana the Band, and they are trying to get booked at a local gig place in Toronto. It's not even like a big venue, right? It's just like kind of a what seems super local and hardly a big deal. They're trying to get their act booked, and the show is, from my understanding, because I never watched the web series or show, it's from my understanding, it's like very Pinky in the Brain. It's like one of them is like the wacky ideas guy, and the other guy's going along with the bit, and it's all about them doing like crazy ploys, a la like Ed, and Eddie, to try and get booked at the Rivoli, this place, this stage in Toronto. So that was the premise for the web series in the 2000s and the TV show in the 2010s. And this movie is them still at it. And they like kind of lean into that. Like 17 years later, they're still doing this. They're still stuck on this. They're kind of losers. And I don't want to spoil too much, though. The hook of the movie is they, in doing their plot to try and get booked, they inadvertently travel back in time to the year 2008. And it's a time travel comedy. And it's just a hoot and a half. You don't have to have seen any of the show or web series to understand it or find it funny. I'm sure that there are plenty of jokes in there that I missed having not watched those, but it's still a great time with a lot of really incredible jokes that stand on their own merit. And one that, as it sat with me, I find myself thinking of this movie a lot and being like, the big question I hear people saying in like upon reflection with this movie is, how did they make this? I don't quite think about it that much in terms of like, how did they do that? But more so like, wow, I can't believe they did that. Just, yeah, really fun time travel comedy. So if that's enough to sell you on it, go check it out. Really good comedy. So again, I recommended the movie called Nirvana, the Band, the Show, the Movie. And CJ recommended the Scrubs 2026 reboot.
Yeah.
Very cool. Well,
hey, buddy,
let's head on over to the Next Time On podium where CJ, you ready to find out what we're watching next time on the film is Okie Dokie?
Yes, Buddy's here. He
good.
Jumped in my lap, so he's ready too.
Awesome. I'm glad Buddy will be able to hear this alongside you. So CJ, did you know that Oh Brother, Where Art Thou is actually part 1 in a duology here on the film is Okie Dokie?
You know, it's really cute. He actually meowed as soon as you were done. He can't hear you. I don't know why he did, but all right,
no, I did not know
I didn't know that.
Well, Oh Brother, Where Art Thou is part 1 in our duology on bumbling trios with overly confident de facto leaders, an awkward one who struggles to get a word out, and the one who the other two have a misconception over what actually happens to them, with the truth coincidentally involving the police. Because next time on the film is Okie Dokie, CJ, we are watching Superbad.
Okay, I've never seen Superbad.
Awesome. And let's keep it that way. Please don't watch it anytime between now and next week.
I actually don't know anything about Superbad.
Oh, cool. Cool. Well, I can't wait for you to learn.
Is that the
all about
McLovin
it.
movie?
It is the McLovin
That's
movie.
the only
so you
thing
do
I
know
know.
something about
I know
Superbad.
McLovin. That's it.
We are watching the McLovin movie.
All right. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Awesome. Well, thank you everyone for listening to our episode on Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? CJ, could you please do all of the things you so
Yes.
kindly and graciously do at the end of every show?
All right. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Remember to rate us, review us, give us 5 stars. If you only give us 4 stars, I'm inclined to believe that you are a hater. Shout out to Bomani Jones at Wave Sports Entertainment for the quip. Make sure to tell your friends, tell your neighbors' friends, tell your neighbors' kids. You may need to download it for them. They have a hard time working the buttons. Just download it directly to everybody's devices. It helps support the show. And be sure to join the Discord where the conversation's happening. I do love the little group that we have over there. It's a good time. And be sure to let us know how you feel about a 365-day... I guess it wouldn't be a 365-day calendar. It would be a 358-day calendar. Because it would end on Christmas, right? You
Well,
just have...
what if it's counting down for the next year? What if, like, I'm so sick of 2027 on New Year's Day and I can't wait to get to 2028?
All right, so we're gonna sell a countdown calendar. I love it.
Perfect.
Thank you everybody who listens to the show. And yeah, my name has been CJ.
I've been Tommy.
And yeah, get out of here.